So this is one of the recipes that's in your recipe guide, and I thought I'd do a video just to show you how easy it is to make. This is something, it's a really fun little recipe that a lot of my clients have enjoyed over the years, and it's just really versatile. What I love about it is you can use these to make burger buns. It's also really good to make a quick meal for when you're on the go and you're busy and you need to eat in the car. And it's the low carb cloud bread. So it's almost like a pikelet. They're sometimes called oopsies, and they've been around for a few years in the low carb community. Super easy to make and really useful. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a little bonus recipe that's also in our guide, something really yum that you can do with cream cheese. And again, that's only got 3 ingredients as well. So let's get started. This recipe really is so easy. It only has 3 eggs, a bit of salt, cream cheese, and the recipe says cream of tartar. However, when I just went to get my cream of tartar, I realized it had expired. So I'm going to use baking soda instead, which is something I've done in the past. Now with the cream cheese, make sure it's softened. So I took mine out of the fridge today and I've got it at room temperature because we're going to need to whip that up. So make sure it's soft. So the first step is to separate your eggs, putting the yolks in a smaller bowl and the egg whites in a bigger bowl. Now we're going to get the egg whites and beat them until they are nice and fluffy and they've got stiff peaks on them. Whoops. I've been beating it for about a minute, so you can see it's getting a bit stiff there. So now I'm going to add the baking soda rather, and just keep going for a little bit longer. Okay, so the egg whites are finished now. You can see that when I put that baking soda in, they just went a bit more creamy. So they're ready to go now. Now you add the cream cheese to the yolks, and we're going to beat that up. Okay, so I've finished whipping the yolks and cream cheese together, and I've also put that little bit of salt. Now this is probably the only slightly, I wouldn't say it's difficult, but this is an important part of the recipe. Now what you do is you slowly pour this cream cheese mixture in, and what you want to do is just gently fold it in. Now this is important because what you want to do is just try and keep the air in the egg whites so that it doesn't go all solid. If that happens, as it did to me once, well, you end up with a little bit of a flat mess. They don't quite work as well. So you're just going to add those egg yolks and gently fold through, keeping as much of the air in the whites as you can. Okay, so I've folded it, and fingers crossed there's still enough air left in there. Now what I'm going to do is take the mixture and just mold 8 nice little pikelet sized mounds onto my tray. I make 8. You could do more and make them a bit smaller. I might use another tray. You know, you could even make it bigger. I've also seen a recipe where they made one big one and then used it to roll up and make like a jam sponge. So that's another option as well. But I've always found that 8 is a good number. Okay, they all look pretty even. Right, so now we're going to put them inside the oven for about 15 minutes, but do watch because they are delicate. If your oven's hot, keep watching. I normally do it about 12 to 15 minutes, and let's hope that works. Okay, so while my low carb cloud breads were in the oven, let's use up the rest of that cream cheese with something that again is super easy and so yum. This has been a massive favorite with lots of my clients, especially people who love sweet food. So this is the recipe for coconut cream cheese jelly balls. And this is also in your recipe guide. Again, 3 ingredients. You've got your cream cheese, sugar-free jelly, and coconut. So on the proper recipe, you're supposed to use a whole block of the Philadelphia, 250 grams, and then 1 sachet of the sugar-free jelly. I only have half the block because it's just what's left over from the cloud bread. So I'm just going to sprinkle over about half the sachet of jelly. That looks about right. It doesn't really matter. That's really just a taste. And then what you do is you spoon it through. You want to spoon that jelly through until it goes lovely and pink. Okay, so that's nicely mixed in now. And then it's really simple. You get just about that much, like I guess a tablespoon. Maybe you could make them bigger, or I quite like them small. So you just get whatever serving size you like. And then you roll it in your coconut. And then put it on plate. So easy. Now after you've done this, and you've made it all, then all you do is just put them in the fridge to set. And they're finished. How easy is that? Here they go. It worked. Thank goodness for that. So you can see they've just come fresh out the oven. It actually only took 10 minutes. And they're this really lovely light texture, low carb cloud bread, named because they look a bit like a cloud, I suppose. I just want to tell you a slightly funny story about these. I remember the first time I made them, which was, gosh, quite a long time ago. And when I brought them out the oven, I was really hungry and they looked so yum. And I thought, right, oh, I'm just going to try one with butter. And oh my goodness, they were so yum, I couldn't stop. Like I literally ended up eating nearly the whole lot. So I kind of thought, oh my goodness, it's just, and I parked it after that. I thought, nah, it's too tempting because they were just too yummy. And so then I didn't make them again for a while. And then one day I was desperate for a low carb burger. And of course, back in those days, we couldn't just go to the supermarket and buy keto bread rolls. There was nothing. And I thought, right, I'm going to try making these cloud breads again. So I made it, and oh my goodness, they really do make an awesome burger bun at the top and the bottom. And I've been making them quite regularly ever since. And I'm proud to say I've never had a moment where I've eaten them all again. So obviously that was just beginner's bad luck. So there you go, that's the low carb cloud bread. I hope you'll find it really useful. I often make these, like if we're going to a football tournament and I know I'm going to be busy all day, I'll get 2 of these, put them together in a little sandwich, and I might put peanut butter and cheese, or cheese and pickle, you know, like something that's really filling. As I said, they're also great if you need to eat in the car because they don't drop crumbs and they're really filling. One of these has about 70 calories, so of course it's pure protein and fat. They're brilliant. But another really yummy way you can have them, which is a lovely little treat, you could have 2 of those with some sugar-free jam and a bit of cream, my favorite thing. So you could have 2 of these with cream and jam for your snack. How yummy is that? So that's the low carb cloud breads. Here's the coconut cream cheese jelly balls that, as you saw, took me about 5 minutes to make. I don't want to eat these in the next few days, so I'm just going to put them in the freezer. They freeze really well. And I tell you the other really good use for these, they're great for kids. You know, if you just want to make something a bit different for your kids, particularly if you are conscious about your kids' weight and you're just looking for different ways to get some low carb foods in there that are still really yum, then these are brilliant.